Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be doing yet another Green Bay Packers mock draft. It is the offseason. I'm bored. Baseball hasn't started yet, so you're getting mock drafts for the next few months here. So, doing yet another full 7-round mock draft here for the Packers on PFF. So, let's go ahead and get started and enter into the draft. So, yeah, just go ahead and go down to pick number 52. Quite a few options here. Somehow Ty Simpson has fallen all the way down here. Not going to take him because we do not need a quarterback this high. But there's quite a few options for the Packers to take here. There's Max Ihanakor, tackle out of Arizona State. Not a good run blocker. Mainly right tackle. 72.5 grade last year. So not really what I like to see. I am more of a production guy in college. Did not play that well. PFF offensive lineers are generally pretty solid. So 3 hits, 11 hurries, 72.5 there for Anacord. Chase Basantis, don't really care for him as a prospect. But we got D'Angelo Pons, DB out of Indiana. Great player. If you saw this, how is he not a first-round talent with this production and everything? It's because he's 5'9", 173. That profile doesn't normally work out in the NFL at corner. And definitely for the Packers who like their guys taller, not going to really be on the board for Green Bay there. There's Caleb Tiernan, tackle out of Northwestern, very solid player as well. But again, not a great run blocker. The biggest issue for the Packers last year in the offensive line was run blocking. So, for me, it comes down to 2 guys here. We got Dante Corleone, the defensive lineman out of Cincinnati, as a run-stuffing D lineman here. Really solid player out of Cincinnati. 6'1", 335, just big traditional plug guy right up the middle there. So he's a guy to look out for Green Bay to take. But also a guy I love, I think is going to shoot up draft boards here, is Chris Johnson, the DB out of Arizona State. This is what I took in my first mock draft. I mean, come the heck on, guys. 18 receptions on 43 targets, 16.1 passer rating, 4 interceptions, did not give up a single touchdown, a 92.4 coverage grade, a 91.9 zone coverage grade, which the Packers are going to run a ton of this upcoming year. Yeah, is in the Mountain West, which isn't the most toughest conference in the world. But, man, if he could play, I don't care. Solid man, solid in run defense, great in coverage. He's also 6', 195, more of boo. So, yeah, going here with Chris Johnson out of San Diego State here at pick number 52. Then we move on to pick number 84. And you know who I'm going to pick here. Come on. It's Jennings Dunker. This is going to be very similar to my first mock draft, I swear, isn't it? But, I mean, Jennings Dunker is like a Packers player. Projected to be more of a guard in the NFL. 80 run blocking grade, 86 zone grade, 77 pass block grade. He's a big, beefy, Midwestern boy. And Packers need some attitude on the offensive line. They really do. And Jennings Dunker, I think, will bring that here to Green Bay here. So I'm going to pick him here at pick number 84. I mean, I love Jake Slaughter and Darrell Jackson Jr. as well. So that's something to look at in the future as well. So we're going to go here with Jennings Dunker out of Iowa. So moving on to pick number 120 here. I think I am going to move forward and look at another corner. Because I think the Packers are 100% going to double dip at corner here. I mean, J.C. Davis out of Illinois would be great, but I don't think the Packers are going too heavy in the offensive line, especially guys who are tackles here. Yeager Burton out of Kentucky as a center could be a possibility as well. Got the versatility the Packers like, but didn't really play well at Kentucky here. But the guy I'm looking at is Davison Igbinosun out of Ohio State. Had a really solid year last year. 81 coverage rate, 80 man coverage rate, outside corner, but can play in slot as well. Not as good in zone, but he is still a very solid player. 47.8% completion percentage, 81 run defense grade, 6'2", 195, 22 years old. The kind of guy I think the Packers really would like to have here. I think he could be a very good option as well. But there's also Chris McClellan out of Missouri. Good run defender, good pass rush. Just overall really good defensive lineman here. Oh, man, do I take McClellan or do I take Igbinosun? Because I can see cases for either, But we do need a defensive lineman here. Luckily, this draft is stacked in both of these guys. Let's go with Chris McClellan, the defensive lineman out of Missouri here at pick 120. Get a really good guy up the middle for this Packers defense. I think would be good. Then we move here to pick 158. A guy I really, really like here in this range is Hezekiah Masses, DB out of California. Great zone covers guy. With the Packers, with Jonathan Gannon wanting to run a ton of zone, I think he's going to be a really good player to look out for the later rounds. He did give up 4 touchdowns last year, but had 5 interceptions, a pass rating of 51.8, 12 forced incompletions, 1 drop interception, only 9 missed tackles, which is solid here. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Hezekiah Masses here, DB out of Cal. Also fits the Packers' height thresholds here, bringing him in at pick 158. I think he will be very, very good. Then here at pick 200, I think we're going to potentially double dip into defensive line. Xavier Harris, very solid run defender as well. 6'8", 330. That is a big guy. Massive, massive human being. Really good run stopper. Decent enough pass rusher, but really more for early down kind of guy. He could be an option here at pick 200. There's also Jeremiah Wright here, a guard out of Auburn. Decent player there. I mean, it's the later rounds, not going to get too many great players here. There's Parker Brailsford, center out of Alabama, but not a good run blocker. Run blocking is something I am looking for in this class. We need run blocking for guys here. But, I mean, come on. He's 6'8", 330, run-stopping defensive tackle. Yeah, let's go with Xavier Harris here. D lineman out of Ole Miss. Then we move on here to pick 236, and there is a ton of defensive linemen here. So, there's a couple guys we can look at here. Could get another corner here. TJ Hall out of Iowa could be a guy to look at as a late round flyer. We could go interior offensive line with Ethan Oniawa out of Ohio State. Injury prone. Yikes. Yikes. Barely played last year. No thank you. There's Joshua Braun out of Kentucky. Had a solid 2024. Not great 2025. The Packers do like to take guys who kind of had a bad year. Has some flexibility on the offensive line. So yeah. Let's take Joshua Braun here, guard out of Kentucky, due to his flexibility here. I think now the Packers will take a quarterback to try to develop. There's Sawyer Robertson out of Baylor. They could try to develop here. We need a backup quarterback to replace Malik Willis. Could go Haynes King out of Georgia Tech as well. Had a really solid year last year for the Yellow Jackets. There's Cole Payton out of North Dakota State. I think we could take. Yeah, let's do Cole Payton as a developmental backup quarterback here. And then last pick of the draft here. There's a lot of just things you could just do. I think we're going to go with. Let's go with Riley Mahlman out of Wisconsin. Again, another guy kind of similar to Braun. Late round flyer on offensive lineman that had a bad 2025 but had a good 2024. Let's go and take him here out of Wisconsin. And that is our mock draft here today. First 2 picks, same as our first one. We got Chris Johnson and Jennings Dunker. 2 guys I really, really like. They're like, oh, Ty Simpson, like, we don't need a quarterback. We got Jordan Love. That's what I gave it to B for that great, even though I think Chris Johnson's going to be a good player. We got Chris McClellan out of Missouri. I think will be a very fun, balanced defensive lineman. Hezekiah Masses, a DB out of Cal, would be really, really good. Got Xavier Harris out of Ole Miss. Joshua Braun, interior offensive line, I think is going to be a big need for the Packers here out of Kentucky. Cole Payton as a developmental backup quarterback, and Riley Mahlman out of Wisconsin, going very heavy into defense and offensive line here, which I think is the Packers are going to do. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.